Hi there, I'm Cheyenne.
And I'm Juan.
And
we are Down with the Dominguezes.
Oh my gosh.
Welcome, everyone. I'm Cheyenne Dominguez, and I'm here with
Juan Dominguez.
And we are Down with the Dominguezes, and we're back with another podcast episode. We have got some updates for you about the new motorhome, the new RV we just bought, really as a result of COVID, so we could still get out and about without having to book airplane tickets or stay in hotels. And we're basically two city slickers trying to figure our way out through this.
4 city slickers. And
Four
2 dogs.
and 2 kids.
And
Yes,
2
2 adults and 2 kids and 2 little Havanese doggies.
The Big Kahuna was the name. You got to name your RV like a
boat.
Like a boat. And so after weeks of deliberation, the Big Kahuna was what it was called.
I wanted to name it Cousin Eddie. I really wanted to do that.
I like Clarky.
In honor of National Lampoon's vacation series. Okay. So a little tip if you're going to buy an RV or any automobile for that matter, maybe you should not bring your 8-year-old with you.
Yeah. I just blinding flash of the obvious, right? We went to get one dog, and the lady, the groomer, was breeder, excuse me, on point, and she said, "Oh, I have another one." And once that second one rolled
then
in,
we had 2 dogs.
My son said, "Oh, we'll take that
2.
one too." Okay, great. Should have been plenty of warning before we went to go RV shopping, because as soon as we walked into that RV, I think his words were, "Dad, we're going to get this." And he looked at the salesperson and said, "We'll take it."
He literally said to the salesperson, "We'll take it." He'd been in there for like less than 30 seconds checking it out.
So we had the pleasure of paying full price and no discount that I'm aware of. And we also
discounts.
Got to pay for some several $100 worth of additional equipment that doesn't come with a RV, and no negotiations.
So these are hot items right now, which I came to learn pretty quickly, just kind of scouring the internet and everything from Craigslist to Facebook to looking on these like outdoor type of websites, and they can be hard to come by, especially if you have any particular wants with your RV. And so this one actually happened to check all of the boxes for requirements that we had. And I couldn't believe that there was one in stock within 30 minutes of us. I mean, I was like so surprised. So when we got there, or no, we called first and we thought maybe we could see it over the weekend, and they couldn't guarantee that it would still be there by Saturday. Yep. So we hopped in the car and we went over to see it, and we took it and we had to pay full price. So if you are in the market, be prepared to pay full ask now.
Don't take our youngest with you to buy anything, because you will pay full retail, full retail price.
And then on top of it, we had to pay, after paying full retail, the things that we had sort of assumed as rookies would be included, like hoses and connections and things we would need.
Yeah.
Those were not included. Those had to be.
No, there's plenty of add-ons. Plenty of add-ons that you want to save up for before you go RV
with any
shopping.
Purchase. Yeah, you can.
Definitely. But, all kidding aside, we had a great experience with the folks at Chesaco Motors here in Maryland. They did a great job. And we got a beautiful Jayco Melbourne Prestige 2020 RV.
That's nice. What we got. It's about 25 and a half feet long. And we wanted to stay small because, again, we're rookies and we don't want to crash this thing.
Yeah, it's surprisingly drivable. It looks like you're driving a bus, and I guess you are, but
we are driving a bus.
It's a manageable
bus. It's a small bus.
Definitely.
Yeah, the Jayco Melbourne Prestige. So big shout out to Jayco, because that model really had everything that we wanted. So we also have to give a big shout out to the RV Atlas group, because They have been amazing. So the RV Atlas group is a Facebook group, and it's run by Stephanie and Jeremy Puglisi. And they also have a book out called See You at the Campground, a guide to discovering community, connection, and a happier family in the great outdoors. We read the book. They also have a podcast, and I think we binged every episode of the
Yeah, yep,
podcast as well.
definitely. And they're from Jersey, so I'm from Jersey. You from Jersey?
I'm not from Jersey,
No,
honey.
well,
But great. Good big shout out to Jersey as
yeah,
well. Okay.
and we learned it's like any question that you have, if you can't get it from the book or figure it
Or
out
the
yourself,
podcast.
you
Yeah.
can go on that
Facebook group.
group, and they're
Such a friendly
yeah,
group.
absolutely.
I think it's kind of like a light on Facebook right now for me, really, because everyone's just so happy learning about their new RV and no complaining. And it's just lovely. I love that group. So a big shout out to the RV Atlas um, and Stephanie and Jeremy. And if you're interested in getting outdoors and camping, we highly recommend the book, See You at the Campground, and you can get it on Amazon. So why don't we talk about where we're going to store this thing? Because we can't put it in our driveway because our HOA doesn't allow that. But you,
So
you found a very
I was in charge of parking.
peculiar space to
I was
leave
in
it in.
charge of parking, and I hit, I think, every local storage place in the area, and found one a few miles up the road. And I called, and they were like, "Oh, we're completely booked, and there's no space available." And I said, "Well, if there is," and she goes, "Why don't you call me back like later today? There might be someone that's leaving." And I'm like, "Oh, okay." I was like, "Wow,"
Yeah.
like I thought it's
A
extremely hard.
lot of places are booked.
They're booked.
They're
They're
hard
booked
to
completely.
It's
Indoor,
hard to find a
outdoor.
storage
Yep,
spot.
that's right.
Yeah.
And so I called back a little, and she was like, "Wow, you're in luck. Person pulled out today. We have an open spot." And I'm like, "Great, I'll take it." I reserved it. And that was before we bought the RV,
That was
because
before we
wanted to
bought
make sure
it.
we had a place to store it. So fast forward, we have the RV. Bring it home. I'm taking it to the storage facility.
We're thinking we're so lucky we got this one spot opened up.
One spot opened up in the whole place. We get there, and there's nothing parked in the parking lot.
There are no vehicles,
no cars,
in
no
this
vans,
storage facility.
no
It's
RVs. It's us.
It's like a storage facility where you put like stuff. It's like garage kind of storage facilities. But there's one space, not one open space. Only one space exists.
There's only one space to park, and my dad's like, "This must be wrong." And I'm like, I rarely agree with my dad right off the bat, but I'm thinking he's right. And I'm like, "Well, so we're walking around the parking lot, and I'm like, wait a minute." He's like, "What's your spot?" And I'm like,
"You have a spot number." That's even funnier that they gave you a
P1,
spot number.
P1, all the other letters before P. That's why I thought this place is huge.
There's no A through O. There's only a P1.
Only P1, but actually it's P01. But I'm like, close enough. We pulled right into that bad boy. We locked her up. We went out of the secured gate. And from the moment we left, I think we thought we might never see that RV again. It was all just one big scam. And I think we went back like a day or two later. I was like, maybe we should go back.
Days later. Make sure it was still there.
It's there. Somehow it's the only RV spot in all of this facility.
It's the only RV spot the facility offers.
And we have it.
And we have it.
And we have it. And we're not letting it go.
Like, what are the odds of that? And it was so bizarre. When you came home and told me that, I thought for sure that thing was going to be gone the next day. I was like, oh no, what did we just do to ourselves?
It didn't add up, but it does have security and a camera and lock gates. So, so far, so good.
So far, so good. We got the surprise one spot, P1.
P01. P01. Let's be clear.
Oh my goodness.
So getting ready for our first trip, you put me in charge of packing as well.
You are not in charge
of
packing because you're a bad packer. You're an overpacker. There's a name for people like you. You're an overpacker.
Tell me more.
So you like to pack, like, even if I said, you might ask, like, do we have aluminum foil? Not that you would ask about aluminum foil, probably not, but you'd ask, like, do we have gloves to not burn your hands during the fire? And I would say, yes, I pack those. But then you would pack a second set just to be sure.
What if you can't find the first set?
Exactly. But
I'm like a twofer.
In a small RV, you cannot double pack everything. There's just not enough space. So I find myself, I start packing, and then I see you put things into my boxes and stuff, and don't think I don't notice. That's why you're not allowed to pack ever.
Yeah, well, I would
You're a
recommend
double packer.
pack double the beer and wine.
Yes,
But
and yes.
yeah, but
And the
yeah, you're right.
marshmallows.
Yeah, and the marshmallows. But yeah, you're right. Don't put Juan in charge of packing.
Yeah,
So let's talk about our first trip because it was awesome.
it
You were in
was
charge of that.
yeah, I was in charge of finding a place to go. And so one of the recommendations when you are like new to this whole thing is that you stay kind of close to home. So I looked for a place that was just, within 2 or 3 hours. And we went for the weekend, but we went to the shore, to where the Maryland and Virginia shore sort of meet. We went to Chincoteague, Virginia, and we stayed at the Chincoteague KOA, which is a like a resort style campground.
Hmm.
And I couldn't believe it. Our first sites were a little bit close together, but we had such a beautiful
We
view
did.
looking out over the marsh and out um, to the
Lighthouse.
lighthouse. It was
Yep.
so
In the ocean.
beautiful.
Yeah.
I mean, it was really nice. I couldn't believe that we got such a great site at kind of like last minute too.
Yeah.
I
Last
mean,
minute. Yep.
yeah, so it was a lot of fun. There are wild ponies, but so the idea was we would rent bicycles as a family, and then we would ride our bikes, which I thought was like a couple miles
Hmm.
out to the actual ocean,
I think
to the
I
seashore.
think the quote was like 1.6 miles.
I never said
I think you quoted it. I think you
1.6.
quoted
I did
1.6
not.
each way.
I think I said it was like 2 miles, 2 to 3 miles each
2 to
way. But
3.
what?
Well, you know what? It wasn't 4, and that was the bike
It
ride.
ended up being over 4 miles each way. I mean, we ended up biking almost 5 miles each
And
direction.
not on a triathlon bike, on a rented
On a rented,
bike,
rusty
rented
beach
bike.
bike.
That I kept looking at our youngest. His tires were in front of me, and they were like wobbling, and I was like, "Oh man, he's going for a fall." But somehow it made it. We found out the next day that he had no air in the front tire.
It was flat.
No wonder he was
so
struggling.
bad.
4 miles each. It was like a triathlon when we finally got to the
So
beach.
we basically did a triathlon because we got to the beach, we went in the ocean. We had to walk our bikes part of the way, but so looking back, it was kind of like a triathlon: the biking, the walking, the 10 miles, and but you know what? The kids, they really didn't complain, other than our oldest having a sunburn on the back of his hands and arms from having his gripping the bike
From
for
an
so
hour
long.
bike ride each way. Yeah. And also we, it was a little bit like Survivor because we were attacked by mosquitoes when we go off the path into the
Oh yeah.
forest or the woods. And it was like these mosquitoes were coming at you like, God, I think there was an animal called Muscara during Monster Week, and he was like a big ant or fly. And
I could feel when we would take our bikes through a path in a forested area, I could feel the mosquitoes stinging me on my back. Like the one place where I didn't put spray on my back, and I could feel their stingers going in, and I was like a little bit panicked about it.
So anyway, it was
you
like,
did say that I was being kind of dramatic about it.
well,
I did hear you.
Mosquitoes have come with the territory. Honey, you camping? There's going to be mosquitoes anyway. The kids, our oldest got there after his 4-mile bike ride on minimal sleep and getting attacked by mosquitoes, and he collapsed. He didn't. I think he finally set foot in the water right as we were getting to leave. But yeah, it was pretty funny. So yeah, it was good.
He fell asleep on the beach.
But scenic out, scenic back. Good exercise. The ocean was worth the trip. It was a lot of fun.
It was. And getting back to the campsite itself, so there's one little thing about camping that I'm hoping maybe you could, get some information on, or maybe you could get a little like peer support, sweetheart.
Well,
that's starting our campfire, because you're
call
good
me-
at a lot of things, but the campfire does not seem to really be in your sweet spot.
They call me Firestarter, honey, just like that old horror movie. And the first 2 days, I mean, let's be fair. First 2 days, not a problem. Wasn't damp. Fire started with reasonable effort. Hey, we had a good technique, and the fire started.
Okay.
Third day, it was a little damp, a little wet. I think the wood was wet, and there was no starting that fire. So I got on my Benny Hill bike. Went right out of the KOA, right out front
into town,
and got some lighter fluid, just like any red-blooded American man would, to get things going. And once we got a little spark going on that board, boy, the lighter fluid did the rest. Almost blew up the RV.
Yeah, it was all nothing but flames after that.
It was
But
awesome. Fire starter. Loved it.
Yeah, but you know, blaming the firewood is kind of unfair, I think.
Well,
So
you know
I
what?
saw other campers using the same firewood from the campground, issued by the campground, and I didn't see anyone with lighter fluid. As a matter of fact, the camp store said they don't even sell it. They were like, "Why would we sell that?"
Yeah, why
When
not have men struggle all night trying to light a fire with wet wood? Sure, that's a lot of fun. I'm sure those are some great videos. I would say RV Atlas crew, Jeremy and Stephanie, I think you need to weigh in here. Now, we do have, courtesy of our old friend Maria in Philadelphia, we do have the proper way now. We're saving up lint from the dryer. We start serving
our toilet
saving
paper
up
rolls,
toilet paper rolls. So I'm going to be money next time
all
without
right,
without the lighter fluid.
without the lighter
I'll
fluid.
carry it as a
Nice.
safety blanket, but I think we've got the answer.
Oh my
So,
gosh. And the other thing is, so after our trip was complete,
beautiful scenic trip.
beautiful. I
Lots of great
mean, wild
pictures.
ponies, the beach, bike ride. Um, you know, I got a notification on my phone that you had tagged me in a Facebook post. And so every time that happens, my
You cringe. You
I
cringe.
have like heart palpitations because I know that there's going to be like something odd about it, right? So it's hard to explain. But so I see the notification, I open up Facebook to see what you've tagged me in, and you've written, we had a great trip. And of all the photos or video you could choose to post, the beautiful images of this beautiful seaside location, you posted
It was like
an image of the back of somebody's pickup truck with a blue tarp over it and yellow police tape. It was
in the back of the guy's body. Yeah, it was all. It
no,
looked like a little bit like a crime scene.
it
A
looked
little
like
bit.
a crime scene. And
Yeah.
that is because at the campground they were having some live music. And I guess you were sharing that you were very happy to have this free live music.
It was right there. People were paying $30 a head to go into the live music festival, and there I was. My RV was right next to it, and so I wanted to show everyone how lucky I got. But
The
you know,
picture
I
was
don't have the Photoshop skills that you
the
did.
blue
So
tarp, yellow police tape. And what a great trip we're having. And I thought, oh my gosh, people must think that we're
yeah, it did look
we're
a little.
staying in a, I don't know, police department parking lot or something.
Yeah, it was a little Woodstocky,
It
I
was
think,
your
for those
post.
that remember. But
Yes, but it was really beautiful. So if you're looking for a place to go, don't use Juan's image that he posted as your guide because it really is a beautiful place.
I would say if you're interested in increasing your social media hits, that include me as the person that runs your Instagram and any other social media. I could definitely make you. What's that called when you're hitting? When you're trending.
When you're trending,
yes, I could definitely make you
yes.
trend.
You
For sure.
you always think you're trending.
I think we'll end on that high note. But seriously, it was a great trip.
A lot of fun.
It was a lot of fun. We're glad we were able to share that with you.
Yeah, and we got lots more adventures planned, and we look forward to sharing them with you. All right, we hope you get a chance to get out there in the outdoors too.
Thanks,
Bye, everyone. If you've enjoyed Down with the Dominguezes, it would mean so much to us if you'd leave a review and share it with a friend. Thanks, everyone.